What's up, YouTube family? Lou here with another Godlike Collectibles video. By now, most people are either arriving home from the National or are probably already home from the National. Kind of like me, I came home early, but it was a great experience nonetheless. But today's video is not about the National. I actually want to do a quick review of a book I picked up from a fellow YouTuber by the name of Victor Roman Sr., also known as the rookie card specialist to many of us. And I picked up his book. Actually, before I went to the National, I ordered it. And I was hoping that I would receive it before I left to get him to sign it. Unfortunately, it didn't show up before I left because I did kind of order it pretty late. But unfortunately, too, I didn't even get to meet Victor. And that is partly my fault because I should have been seeking him out because he really doesn't know who I am like that. Like, he knows me, but he doesn't know me, so to speak. Like, we never really met in person. So, and the day of the YouTube meet and greet, there were so many people there that I got caught up talking with so many different people, new people and people that I already knew who they were alike, that by the time the end of the meetup happened, it was like everybody was already going home. So it was unfortunate that I didn't get to see him, but I know he was there because I saw a video of Wade Box Fan. He did a video and he was kind of recording the area. And I saw Victor in the background. So unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him. But hopefully in the next one, I will. But I ordered his book. There is a Kindle version. And then you have this version, the paperback. Me, personally, I'm old school. So I like to actually have the physical book in my hand rather than a Kindle version. I know a lot of people are big on the technology now and stuff like that. And that's cool, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm old school. So I wanted to have the book in my hand and read it. So I received it yesterday. And I read it last night. It's not a long read. You could probably read it in about 2 hours. Depending on how fast you read. Maybe faster, maybe take you a little longer. When I did receive the book, I read the introduction. And I said, when I come back home later tonight, I'm going to get into reading it. So I sat on my back porch and, you know, just sat down and just read it. And after I read it, I wanted to share my thoughts on the book. Because being that it is like a hobby book, so to speak, and it is written by somebody in the community, maybe those that are looking to buy it or being hesitant to not get it or whatever the case may be, maybe this can help you to get it. You know what I mean? Maybe if you hear somebody who's read it already. So I did enjoy it. I will say this. And I give a lot of props to Victor because it's not easy to put a book together. Obviously, it's something that's a process. I have a friend of mine who's written a book, and it's a process. It takes time, takes a lot of thought, effort, and research. And, you know, especially on a topic like this, you could tell by reading the book the amount of effort he put into it, the amount of research he did, the people he spoke to, you know, the information that he gathered in his journey in writing the book. So for that, I give him a lot of props, and I appreciate that he didn't, you know, as many say, half-ass it. You know what I mean? Like, he really did his homework. You know, I do collect rookie cards, but it's not the main source of my collecting. But a lot of people who collect player runs or even Hall of Famers, you know, the majority of us, when we're collecting our favorite player, we always want to get the rookie card, right? So, and especially if you're collecting after 1980, it just feels like players have multiple rookie cards. So, you know, in that sense, I thought this book was pretty good explaining those aspects. But again, I want to give him a lot of props. And I wanted to support him, being that he is a fellow YouTuber and a fellow collector in the hobby. I wanted to support him. I have this thing that, you know, I appreciate people when they try to add value to the hobby. You know, while I was in the National, you know, a fellow collector and YouTuber, you know, the Drew of Vintage Card Legacy, he was selling the stands for the cards. And, you know, I said, you know what? I want to support him. I want to, you know, as a viewer of his, as a fellow collector, as a person who appreciates what he does, you know, the fact that he put his woodworking skills into creating these beautiful, beautiful stands, I said, you know what? I want to support that. You know what I mean? The same with Victor. He wrote this book. I wanted to support that. Because I love when people are really passionate about what they do. And in this case, he was really passionate about the rookie card. As you know, that's his main theme when it comes to his channel, for those that follow him. So the fact that he put his heart into this is very well appreciated. And the cool thing about it, when I was reading the book, because I know him as far as like seeing him on YouTube and knowing his voice, recognizing his voice, as I was reading it, it was like I was reading it with him. It was like him talking to me, you know, or me watching a video of him and it's him like reading the book to me. So as I'm reading it, I'm hearing his voice as I'm reading the words, which was kind of bugged out. But, you know, going into the intro of the book, where he's kind of like talking about his background and, you know, collecting as a kid and things like that. These are things that I could relate to. And I think every collector could relate to it, because we've all been there. We've been a kid where, you know, we were collecting with our friends or our cousins, or going to the local card shop. And, you know, these are things that we all relate to because we've gone through it and experienced it. Then, you know, he continues now I want to just, I'm going to be brief with everything about the chapters, because I don't want to give anything away. I want people to be able to experience it for themselves. You know, and I think everyone should get it. Especially, you know, if you're a collector, you should definitely be getting this. It's cool. It's a cool read. It's a very good read. Let's put it like this. I pretty much read it in one sitting. So I couldn't put it down. Like, as I kept reading it. Yeah, I just got more and more intrigued on certain things that he was explaining, the details that he went into about the card, the history behind it. You know, he talks about the different eras in the first chapter. He talks about the Players Association involvement going into the second chapter. He talks about you know, it was even funny that there were certain parts where it made me laugh, right? Because he'll be like, you know, like going into chapter 3, he's like thanking the reader for still being there, like still reading the book, because some people kind of like fall off after the first or second chapter when they're reading a book, right? But also like other things that made me bust out laughing, you know, like he was talking about a situation, you know, when we're young. And because he was kind of making a metaphor or something, like trying to relate something. And he said about when we're young and we're running down the stairs or something like that. And you know, we're skipping steps. And then next thing you know, it's like when you're older, you try to do the same thing and you kind of almost miss your step and you hit the edge of the stairs and it's like, down goes Frazier. And I just started cracking up when I read that. But you know, then you know, he goes into his rookie card guidelines, and I thought it was brilliant. Like I've seen it before, but I never really sat down to read it because I never downloaded the PDF that he had. But you know, when he talks about, you know, the rookie year cards, true rookie cards, the post rookie card, and like even like from before they actually make it, and it just makes sense when the way he explained it and broke it down. Because I have a whole bunch of cards here of guys that are rookies, but there'll be like a Toys R Us card, or it'll be like a totally different thing, right? So in that sense, it kind of makes sense how he breaks down what a true rookie card is. Then he continues to talk about the filtering process, and you know, the identification process, you know. And then in chapter 8 was one of my favorite chapters because he talks about like the most debated cards, which is awesome because in the hobby we always debate these things, right? Like, what's the true Jordan rookie card? What's the true Mickey Mantle rookie card? You know, and you know, many of us, we look at the 52 Mantle rookie because it's the most expensive rookie card, but in reality, it's not his rookie card. You know what I mean? And it kind of made me think of like in comic books. You know, there was always this debate with Hulk 181 and Hulk 180. You know, what's the true first appearance of Wolverine? You know, and the funny thing is that I have a Thor, I think it's a number 227, where there's an advertisement of Wolverine's appearance for Hulk 181. And I'm saying, you know, and that predates Hulk 180 and 181. And it's like, so would that be considered his first appearance in a comic book? But it was an advertisement, so it really doesn't count, you know? So it's just like cool things like that I was able to relate to when I was reading the book. And overall, I just want to congratulate him on his success, on his channel, his success for the book, to actually get it out there. I love the cover. This was a great cover. I know he had like a little contest where he was asking people to choose which cover they like the best. I really like the blue and the green. You know, it's just a great color. And I just love how he has all the cards falling and then they're being stacked up. They're being filtered into the piles they belong in, which I thought that was pretty cool. And then in the back, you know, there's something that Chris McGill and Dr. Beckett talk about. So these are things that you know, you'll find out and read in the book about Dr. Beckett and stuff like that, how they met, which was awesome. So definitely pick up the book. You know what I mean? If you're a collector, this is right up your alley, man. And it's a short read. It's not something that's going to take you forever to read. You could probably even like read it again, which I'll probably end up reading it again eventually too, just to kind of like take everything in again. Because being that I read it in one sitting, there might have been some things that kind of went over my head, or maybe I, you know, kind of didn't like really give it the proper attention it needed, because it does have a lot of details in it. But my hat's off to Victor for doing his thing with this book. So, you know, I'm going to leave a link to Amazon down below in my description for those that want to pick it up and, you know, show Victor some support. So this is me supporting Victor. Thank you for the information, the knowledge, and I appreciate what you're doing for the hobby, brother. Take care, God bless, and be safe. Peace.